It was going so well, and then dramatically it wasn't, as Jacob clatters into a crystal decanter, waking up an entire house. A house that we were hoping to sneak round. Well, it's going to be a very, very different sort of session this time, as everyone awakens to discover 4 armed ruffians in the night. Let's see what happens on Steady Rolling Man presents The Masks of Nyarlathotep.
You arrived earlier today, your motorboat, the Robin, chugging quietly from Walton-on-the-Naze along the grey waters of the Twizzle before mooring on Hedge End Island to survey Musa House. From a distance, the property loomed like a decaying relic of forgotten time. Its weathered facade thick with creeping ivy, and its grounds wild and barely contained. Hours passed beneath the dreary sky as you watched the estate. Servants moved about the house making preparations, and others arrived on bicycles. Yet the one solitary car that was parked upon the gravel driveway remained unmoved and alone. The calm before the storm, perhaps. As dusk settled and the house was swallowed by darkness, you waited and finally made your move. In the drizzle, the telephone line was cut, and the car disabled before you crept around to the rear of the mansion, entered a small walled garden, and gained covert entry via a rear door. Passing through a breakfast room, your silent advances were cut short when Jacob rather unfortunately knocked a vase to the ground. The noise of it shattering bringing the butler to investigate. Before you were able to silence the servant, the man shouted a warning that echoed through the house like a death knell. Although he was swiftly dealt with thereafter, the damage had been done and the alarm was raised. Knowing that time was now a luxury you could ill afford, you charged up the main staircase, your goal singular and urgent: find Edward Gavigan, the man whose ties to the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh have drawn you further into the heart of this sinister affair. Your hearts are pounding, blood whooshing in your ears. What awaits you in Musa House, you dare not guess. Okay, so, as I was just describing, Douglas and Charles, you're on the stairs in the main hall, on the ground floor of the property.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Bert and Jacob, you're on the upper floor. You have burst onto the landing and have seen a maid exit the doorway to your right, to Bert's right, and then go running back in there, slamming the door behind us, screaming. And you've also seen a man come out of the doorway opposite, on the opposite side of the landing, next to a staircase leading upwards. He was wearing a dressing gown and looked fairly well-to-do. Again, he, on seeing you, ran straight back into the room that he emerged from. What are you doing? You can hear the sounds of movement from downstairs, like the house is waking up. What are you doing? Bert, Jacob.
I'm going to open the door that the woman came out of. I'm going to go to the door, open it, and speak to her.
Okay, you run to the door. Well, you dash across to the door. Just as you arrive at the door, you hear the telltale clicking sound of a lock being turned the other side of the door. What are you going to do?
I'm assuming it's quite a sturdy-looking door, is it?
Yeah,
Quite
I mean it's a
posh
kind of solid
house, yeah.
oak thing. Yeah, yeah. The walls up here are oak panelled. It's quite substantial doors. Even though some parts of the house seem to have seen better days, it's still sturdy construction.
Right, I'm going to give up on that idea and head back, heading down the long corridor.
Okay, but what were you doing whilst Jacob went across to the doorway? What were you doing?
Heading down the long corridor towards the archway.
Okay. You look through the archway. You see what appears to be some sort of, the end of a bathroom, and also a storeroom off to the left. There are 2 more doors here, here, and here, both of which have signs which indicate that they're toilets.
I'll carry on down the corridor to the door. Try the handle.
Okay. Now the door here is unlocked. You going to open it and have a look?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you throw the door open. You look inside and you see a long corridor that forms a T-junction with the one that you're currently in. There's quite a lot of debris littered on the floor in the corridor, and you see, looking up at the ceiling, you can see that the ceiling is kind of partially collapsed in areas here. There's a door directly opposite the one that you just opened, and there appears to be others further down the corridor as well. Okay. Meanwhile, sorry, Jacob,
The
ask.
stair. We came up the stairs the north. There's a stairway south of
Stairway.
me.
Yeah,
Is that
goes up
that
to the
goes up?
third floor.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Downstairs, Charles Douglas. What are you doing? You're obviously you were when we left last time. You just dealt with the butler and you were heading up the staircase.
Oh yeah,
Um,
continuing to head up the staircase to catch up with them.
Before, as you do that, can you both roll percentile dice for me, please?
I'm trying to remember what weapons we bring. Shock.
51. Yes, we did.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
brought
God.
everything. You brought
Um,
this.
The
okay.
first,
So,
the first 100
Charles
of the
rolls
night.
100.
Well, that's
First one. Yeah.
get them out of the way. Get them out of the way.
my finger was definitely not on the trigger of the shotgun.
Oh, you tripped up the stairs and shot me in the back.
Myself. Yeah.
Okay, Douglas, you feel like you can hear a disturbance, some noise coming from kind of beyond this area. There's a door here. The kind of this part of the house. You hear a creaking floorboard.
Hang on, I can't see you. Where am I?
And some.
You change the
Okay,
layer.
sorry.
You changed the view. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to do.
Right. So where was
Right.
the?
From this direction here, there's a door here.
Right.
You feel like you can hear some like creaking floorboards and maybe some footsteps as you go up the stairs. Charles, you don't
okay,
hear any of that. 'Cause you're just oblivious.
I turn because that's possible. That's going to be Gavigan. Okay, I turn on the stairs and indicate to Charles the doorway just as he falls over.
He's not falling over. He's just completely
Totally
not hearing
oblivious.
anything.
That was okay.
Yeah. Okay, so he's heading up the stairs purposefully. In fact, by his roll, it would make more sense if he was in front of you. I think he just carries on up the stairs, not even hearing what you're doing.
Okay, I'll grab him by the
Okay.
tap him on the back of the back.
Okay.
Indicate that there's somebody in that room.
Mhm.
Turn around, go back down.
Yeah, I'll spin round and follow.
Okay, where are you going to go to?
To the door. Does it open inwards or outwards?
That door away from you.
Okay. I'll go to the door and I will push it open and peer around the corner and duck back my head back out the way again.
Okay.
Follow Douglas and I stand to the side of him, maybe at the end of the stairs.
Okay, so can you both make spot hidden rolls, please?
Success for Charles. Normal success.
Okay.
Miserable failure for Douglas.
Okay, Charles, you hear the door starting to open as you get down to the bottom of the stairs. Douglas, you kind of you get to the bottom of the stairs, you turn, and as you turn around the bottom of the banister and try and head back up towards where the door is, the door opens and you see a man standing in the doorway with a gun in his hand.
Okay.
1 sec. Yeah, you only get a very brief glimpse of him. Kind of quite a slim, athletic-looking man, short brown hair, wearing what looks to be some sort of suit, but doesn't look anything like Gavigan. But what he does do is he levels his gun and shoots. Okay. So Charles, you can. Well, you what you're going to do when you can react to this. He looks to be leveling his gun and shooting at you. What are you going to do? You can try and dive out of the way, or you can not do anything.
I tried not doing anything previously. I don't recommend it.
You can basically. Are you there, Adam?
Yes.
You can dive. Do you want? You can
Oh,
dive.
sorry.
You can
Sorry,
dive.
I thought you were talking to Douglas.
No, it's talking to you. You can dive for cover, or
Mhm.
you can.
Doesn't work
or
like
you don't have to dive for cover. It's up to you. But if you dive for cover, you lose.
Yeah.
You lose your next action.
Okay, well, I had my shotgun leveled, and as soon as he pointed at me, then I'll shoot him.
Okay. Shot 70, 58. Okay. He squeezes the trigger to 70. You couldn't do anything, Douglas, but the bullet flies, narrowly missing your head, crashing into the wall behind you. The second shot aimed at Charles. Penalty die, shot more than once. Charles, you feel a searing pain as a bullet hits you in the head.
Well, he's not dead yet. Depends. Is it 10 damage?
What's he shooting with?
He has got a 38 revolver.
Yeah, it's just D10. There's no pluses to it. It's just 1D10.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so D10. So you get the bullet crashes into your head. Your world is swimming, Charles. You need to make a Constitution roll. Okay.
15. That's a pass.
Miraculously, you manage to remain
Mhm.
conscious. Blood pours down your face. The man. Well, you can fire now. You remain conscious. If you want, you can you
Okay.
can shoot. You shot literally just after him.
21. That is hard success.
You're using a shotgun, did you say?
Yes.
Okay. That is 4d6, I believe, at that range.
Mm-hmm.
12 damage.
12.
12.
Okay. The blast of the shotgun throws the man back. You see him spin, and he actually kicks the door back closed and kind of falls back into the corridor. Douglas, what are you going to do?
I am going. So he fell backwards in the door closed. Sorry, he broke up slightly.
Yeah, you from your point, you've just seen Charles fire a shotgun through and then blast, and then the door just kicks shut.
Right. Okay. I am going to go and check on Charles. Is he still standing, Charles? He is.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
been hit in the head.
okay.
So and
I'm
he's
just
bleeding
looking open
badly,
mouthed at him with the fact he's not been hit in the head and half his head's hanging off.
But yeah, you look at it and you see that like basically a huge gash has been taken out the top of his head. If it had been like a centimetre lower, the whole of the top of his head would have been taken off.
I am going to try with I'm not pinging that door there, the one below.
Yeah, this one here. Yeah.
So slightly, yeah, I can't ping for some reason. Is that shut?
Yep.
Okay, I'll move to that door and open that, but then step back. So let it swing open, but step back behind the door frame.
Okay. You push the door open. You're not looking in there, no?
No, not initially.
Okay.
We'll see whether
Charles, what are you
that
doing?
gets a reaction.
Um,
The room is it
obviously,
like
he's very badly
like-
injured.
There's no light in there, no. Well, some light
Um,
obviously spills in from the hallway that you're standing in at the moment.
I'm going. So the chap that shot me, don't know if he's dead. Yet, do
No.
I?
You saw him fall back. When I say fall back, he didn't fall over. He just kind of staggered back under the blast of the shot and kicked the door closed at the same time.
Right. In that case, stagger over to this table in the hallway and just crouch on the floor there. Reload my shotgun.
Okay. Meanwhile, back upstairs.
I'm assuming we hear all this,
Yeah.
do we?
Yeah. So you got across to the doorway where it was locked, and then by the time you get back, you hear the guns going off downstairs. What are you gonna do?
From where I am,
Mm.
I'll turn back and go up the stairs, fella. It's a dead end this way.
Bert's heading back toward me now. Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear gunfire from downstairs. We need to help the others.
They're dead or they're not. We're all dead if we don't get Gavigan.
You're right. I'll run up the stairs.
Okay. Are you both running upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay. You arrive at the top of the stairs on a small landing, which hopefully you can see.
Yep.
All is quiet and dark up here. There's one door ahead of you. There are two doors to the left and one door to the right.
Try and open the closest one.
Okay, which is the one to the left here? Okay.
I'll go to a different one.
Right. Okay.
I've got my gun in one hand and I've got a Mills bomb handy in my pocket.
Okay. You throw the door open to the left and look inside. You see a double bed. You see some rudimentary furnishings. There's a single bed on this side of the room. Again, there's quite a lot of detritus on the floor where the ceiling seems to have been partially collapsed. Well, not collapsed, but a lot of bits have dropped out of the ceiling. It's in quite an ill state of repair. But you can see that the bed has been made, and there's robes on the end of the bed. There are glasses and jugs on the side of the bed, as if the room's been prepared for guests, but it's empty.
Okay, I'm not going to waste any time and just keep going. Try the next closest door unless Bert's got there first.
Okay. But the door that you've opened on the right-hand side opens into a huge bedroom, which has a double bed in the far corner, a couple of chairs in front of an old fireplace. But this room is pretty badly in a bad state of repair. It's like semi-ruined, really,
Okay,
and it looks pretty empty.
understood. Okay, I will move on.
There's only one door left now that you haven't looked at, which is the one in the top left-hand corner.
Okay, well Jacob's going to get there before me on that one, so I'll
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
hold fire to
Sorry.
see what he gets.
Okay, so what are you doing? Just opening the door, are you?
Yep.
Okay, again, very similar to the first room that you looked in. It's empty, but it has a bed in it, which has been made up, ready for guests. Again, there's a bit of detritus lying around in the room, but overall, nothing really of any interest. The whole of this top level. Okay.
Sorry, is that the whole of the third floor then? There's
Yeah.
nowhere else to go, is there? And no further stairs. It's okay.
No, let me just show you this. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing. Right. Meanwhile, back downstairs on the ground floor, Douglas, nothing happens when you open that door. Charles, you're standing by the table, just kind of using it as support. What are you doing, Douglas? Is he there?
No, Douglas has dropped off.
Oh, has he? Okay. Okay. Well, what are you doing then, Charles?
I'm watching the door to the north, maybe the one that Douglas is next to, and
Yeah.
the one beyond where the guy
Okay.
on the far end of the corridor.
Yeah,
and
there is.
I'm guessing the front door is closed.
The front door's closed.
So I'm just waiting for Douglas to act. Put my hand to my head and see how much blood's.
Yeah, quite a lot is the answer to that. But miraculously, you don't feel like you're going to faint or anything. Maybe the blood flows slowed a little. You're doing your best to try and stay alert. You still, even though obviously your head is throbbing with pain.
Yeah.
You're managing to push through it.
But yeah, my action dependent on what Douglas does, and if he goes first, I'll be following. I won't be going first. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, is just really follow while I'm keeping guard on the.
Okay.
Having already reloaded.
Is he back now?
Hey there, apologies. I am back again.
Okay, so it's your action. You have kicked the door open. Well, you pushed the door open. Nothing or no one came out of it. There was no reaction to that. Charles is standing by this table, the hall table, looking pale, but the bleeding seems to have slowed a little bit. What are you going to do next?
Okay, I'm going to stick my head around the door and look in, but at a low height, so sort of like duck down and look around.
Okay, you immediately realise that this is what was once an opulent dining room. There's a large oak dining table which dominates the middle of the room. A Egyptian-looking rug, Persian rug maybe, with some chairs in the corner and an elaborate fireplace. There isn't anybody in this room at the moment.
Is there, looking round the corner of the wall? Okay, no door into the room where the gunman was.
The only other door out of this room is over here in the far bottom right hand corner down here.
Right. Okay.
There's no door on the top, which is where you obviously would expect it to be. There's a
Yeah.
big cabinet. What are you doing?
Okay. I am going to ignore this room and head back up to the door where the gunman was, and I'll ask Charles as I go, "Are you okay to go on, or do you
I
want to
can
wait?"
follow, but I don't think I'll be the leader of the charge just yet.
I'll generally try not to look at the big gaping hole in his head as I'm talking to him.
Okay.
It's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to need to get you to a hospital. To be honest, I'm amazed you're standing. Let's keep going.
The mission's what?
Right. So you gone up to that door. Are you following him up there, Charles?
Yeah, steadily with the shotgun level.
Okay.
And every time he stops, I'm going to crouch down.
Right. I'm going to go. Can you put me? I'm going to go up against.
You can move yourself actually. So as long as you stay in the room, stay in the room that you're in, it should be.
Okay, I'm going to go there, and I'll crouch down with my pistol, and I'll indicate to Charles to push the door open. So if there's anybody, he steps back, and if there's anybody in the doorway, I'll shoot at them.
Yeah, I'll push it open with the end of them, step back and crouch down.
Yeah, and I'm crouching down low, smaller target.
Okay. You push the door open. The door creaks ominously and reveals a short corridor with two doors to the left and then another door just visible at the end of it. And there's nobody in the corridor as far as you can see.
Flashing the torch down, is there? But I'm assuming there's a lot of blood though. Did the guy got hit?
Yeah, there is a huge, quite a large pool of blood and a trail of blood leading away back down the corridor to the door is. There's a door you can just about make it out is over here.
Right at the end. But is
Yeah.
there doors there as well?
The door's there as well. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Meanwhile, back upstairs, you've had a quick check around the second floor of the house. What's your plan now?
I think we've exhausted the second floor, so I'm going to head downstairs again.
Okay.
I think we need to head back towards that ruined corridor to see
Bear
what
with me 1
branches off
second.
there.
Come back. Sorry. So you're back down here. Come back. You can run back down the stairs onto the landing area. As you go down. Yeah. Can you both make a percentile roll, please? You head down the stairs.
I've rolled 3.
65.
Okay. Bert, you can hear a sound from in the room. As you come down the stairs, you can hear a sound from beyond this door here. You can hear like a tapping sound. And operator, can you hear me? Operator, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Repeatedly pressing the telephone, trying to get it to work by the sound of it.
I'll try the door gently so as to not disturb them whilst they're concentrating on the phone.
Okay.
Locked?
Yeah.
I will blast the lock with my shotgun.
Okay. Right. Where are you going when Bert does this, by the way, Jacob?
I can see he's obviously seen or heard something, so I'm going to go up behind him, gun drawn.
Right. You blast the lock, and you hear a shout from beyond as the explosion dies away in your ears.
Okay, kick the door open.
Okay, you see a man standing beside the bed with a telephone in his hand. He also has, in his other hand, he has a shotgun. He's kind of heavy-built guy, broad-shouldered, brown hair, greying. He's probably in his 50s. Quite a substantial walrus moustache. He levels his shotgun, looks at you. Don't shoot! Don't shoot! If I have to bally use it, I will.
The line's cut, sweetheart. You're not getting any help, and I don't want to kill you. I just want to know where Gavigan's at.
Are you pointing your gun at him, are you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
So am I.
okay.
So am I. I'm behind him.
You see kind of sweat begin to form on his brow, and he's like, you're the ones who've been stirring up all this trouble. You have no idea what you're involved in.
Yep, that's as maybe. But this is the reality right now. You are going to survive tonight. Where's Gavigan at?
This isn't some opium den or anarchist cell. This is history in the making. I'm not used to dealing with criminals. Leave whilst you still can. You can see his trigger finger is like this twitching.
I fire.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, roll to hit. Hold on, let me just roll his perception first. Give me a second. He's oblivious. Doesn't see it coming. Okay, so Bert, roll to hit, please.
I am pleased to tell you that is not quite an impale, but it is a hard stick.
Okay, I think with a shotgun at this range, it's probably going to be academic, really. But there you go. 4d6.
14.
14. Okay, your shotgun blasts a huge hole in the top left-hand side of his torso. In fact, the impact is so much that he actually blows his arm off at the short range. Blood spatters everywhere, and he screams in agony only momentarily before collapsing in shock. Blood pouring from the wound that was where his arm was attached to his body.
I reload my sawn-off shotgun.
Jacob, your shot also thunks into him. So can you just roll your to hit as well? Because you said you shot.
Yeah, this was with my pistol rather than a shotgun. Nope, I missed.
Okay. You aim where he was standing, but by the time you've shot, he's fallen, and your pistol, you just shoot the wall. Okay. What are you doing now?
Quick survey of the room. No exits. Just a...
You can see. Hold on a second. The room has it's a guest room again. A double bed, similar to the others you've seen. A wardrobe, a chair over which are draped clothes, and there's also a stick over the chair as well. There's a suitcase, or not even a suitcase, like an overnight bag that's been placed next to the wardrobe.
History in the making. Means a house massacre.
Yeah.
As soon as soon as I realise the room's empty, I'm going to turn and head back onto the landing and try one of the other doors.
Okay. But are you going into the room?
No, I just want to know if there's exits. Unless Gavigan's hiding under the bed,
There's no other doors
I
in
think
the
I'm
room.
done here. Yeah.
Okay, where are you going now?
I'll follow Jacob around because he's going to go to another door.
Okay, that's the door that you saw the woman go through, screaming.
We'll
Oh,
try
is
that
it?
one.
What, the one I'm in front of now?
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
no, sorry, no, not that
So
one.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
moved.
Mhm.
Oh, the one nearest me now, is that the one with the woman?
The one that the woman went through is that one.
I'm going to... Oh, and she'd locked that, hadn't she?
Yeah.
But do you think if we both kick that at the same time, we can break through? You might know where
Huh.
Gavigan is.
I'll just do what I did with the other door. I'll just blast the lock out with a shell and then kick it open. In fact, I just want to try the same thing. Just want to intimidate someone into telling me something. Hopefully she won't have a shotgun.
Or worse.
Okay. You blast that door open, and the lock is now useless. Meanwhile, back downstairs, Charles, Douglas,
what
what are you doing?
we need to finish it before we can.
Can you both make listen rolls for me, please?
Success for Charles.
Regular.
Regular success.
Douglas failed. Okay, Charles, you can hear some disturbance in the western part of the house, so further in the direction beyond the rooms that you originally came through.
Okay, so the other side of the breakfast room, the other side.
Yeah.
Of the,
Correct.
I think there are people coming up behind. Secure this end.
It has Simon still on, or did he dropped again?
No, I muted myself. Sorry, I was coughing. If you shut that door behind you, Charles, and we'll move forward. It'll take them some time to realise we're through here.
Okay.
Okay,
So
you
I'm
move
now
through. Yeah.
spending as much time looking backward.
Okay.
I'll pop my head round that corner. Is that a door, or is it a corner?
This is a corner. The door's here.
Okay, I'll move to there then, and I'll pop my head round before I go around the corner, just to make sure he's not actually standing around the corner.
Okay. No, as you turn, you see there's just an open end of the corridor with a sink in it. Okay.
Oh, right, okay, and then there's the door there.
So he went out the door, did he?
That door's
must
closed
have.
again. But yeah, you can see the blood trail leading through that door, and there's like smears of blood on the door handle.
Okay, and it opens outwards with the hinges on the side nearest me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stand there, open the door, push it back, but stand back.
Okay, and I'll hide around the corner, half around the corner, ready to shoot him.
Okay. So what are you doing? So you're pushing the door open.
Stepping back and crouching, so I'm behind the door, so near the sink, and then I'm kind of like looking south east, and Charles will be looking northeast so that we can see.
As soon as you push the door open, as you do so, you hear a gunshot, and a bullet thunks into the floor just below the door where it's opened.
It's the floor by the door.
Yeah.
Shooting down. I'll pop my head round very quickly and duck back in again, but I'm kind of looking upwards.
Okay. You pop your head round the door, make a spot hidden roll.
Crying out loud. No, I see nothing.
Okay, all you do see is a big room, some sort of great hall with quite a lot of furniture, and we briefly get sights of a couple of suits of armor next to a fireplace and a couch in the middle of the room, and then that's it.
Right.
Before you pull your head back again. As you do that, another shot rings out. This time, literally, like it hits the wall about 4 inches above your head.
Gillis bomb?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
We don't know where.
No.
So is he on a balcony?
I don't know, because that other shot didn't go into the floor. I'm gonna light a cigarette, and I suggest Charles does the same. And I point at the dynamite, because if you're going to light it, you're going to need something to light it with. Keep that.
Okay. You hear a voice. Who the hell are you? What do you want?
Gavigan, where is he?
Never heard of him. There's nothing here of any value.
Gavigan, where is he?
Wouldn't you just like to know?
We'll kill every one of you to find out.
You can try. You're never going to get out of here alive. You know that.
You're the one that's bleeding out.
Yeah, this is maybe, but there are many more of us.
Not for long.
You don't know what you're meddling with.
We know exactly. That's why we're here. Enough chat. Are you going to tell us where Gavigan is, or will we kill you now?
He's not here. He's in London. He's not expected until tomorrow. You fool.
That's unfortunate for you. Why is his car here then?
Leaves it here, doesn't he? Takes the train to London, like most sensible men.
Can I get a sense from the voice, the location of the voice, where in the room he is?
You're going to need to make a good spot hidden roll to pull that one off.
Like 3, you mean?
That'll do, yeah. Okay. There's a leather couch that you remember seeing as you poked your head around the doorway, and you think he's hiding behind the other end of the couch at the top end of the room.
Excellent.
You rolled so brilliantly well. I will show you that. Okay. You reckon he's probably in this sort of...
Excellent.
Anyway,
Okay.
meanwhile, back upstairs. Bert, Jacob, what are you doing?
Hiding into the room with my gun drawn.
Okay. You open the door to the... It looks to be some sort of junk of any interest. There's some crates and there's a sheet over some furniture. They all look
Is it-
pretty...
Oh, this isn't the one the woman came from, is it?
Sorry, it's the wrong one, isn't it, Joyce? You went through that door there, didn't you? Okay, you crashed through the door that Bert's just blown the lock off. There are there's a door to the north of you, and 3 cupboard doors on the south wall, and another door on the west wall.
I'm piling in.
Yeah,
I'll
let's
just-
quickly check the cupboards.
I'll check
Going
the
in,
first
okay.
one.
Okay, can you make percentile rolls for me, please?
56.
61.
Solidly
right,
average.
thank you. Thank you very much. You open the cupboards. Most of it looks to be like linen for the beds, towels, bits and pieces like that. Think of any interest.
Try the door opposite the one we came in.
Okay, that one is also locked.
I've got a pistol rather than a shotgun, so I'll look at Bert.
I will put a shell back in so that when I do the lock, I've still got one left, and then I will blow the lock
Wait,
up.
can you move yourselves in? For some reason, I can't move. Okay, you're gonna blow the door again, then.
Yeah.
Okay, you hear the door blow. So you see and the door falls off its... Again, it falls backwards off its hinges. In the wake of the smoking shotgun barrels, push it open. You see a very lavishly decorated and furnished bedroom, which is in stark contrast to the rest of the house. You can go inside.
Yep.
Okay, as you go into the room, you suddenly hear some running footsteps behind you, and you are aware that somebody has come out of this door here and is running. You look and you can see the maid running across the landing away towards the staircase.
I'll shout out, "Stop or we'll shoot!"
She stops, turns. You see her face wide with fear.
I'll level my
I'll,
pistol at her and say, "Where is Gavigan?"
Quite a small, petite little thing. Pale skin, light brown hair. She wears a crisp white apron. Steps back and, Master Gavigan, he's not here. He's in London. Who are you? And why are you doing this?
I don't believe you. Where is he? His car's outside.
Please don't hurt me.
Give us what we want, and you won't get hurt. Where is Gavigan?
Told you, he's not here.
How many people are in the house at the moment?
Just the servants. You see her look up as if she's counting. Maybe 10 of us altogether.
Not a single guest.
Yes, I cannot think straight.
I'll lower the shotgun. It's all good, love. Come on.
You lower the shotgun. She spins on her heels and sprints towards the staircase.
I'll shoot her in the back.
Go on then. Roll to hit.
Hard success.
Yes.
12 damage.
Okay. Crimson blood pours through her white apron as you shoot her in the back. Not the force of the blast knocks her off her feet, flat onto her face. She lies bleeding out on the landing. Her body convulses for a few seconds before lying still.
Turn away and continue the search.
Okay, you're going to go back into the bedroom that you just got into, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, ground floor. Douglas Charles.
Okay. I throw a Mills bomb to there.
Okay. Nice.
Wow.
Wondered who'd be first.
Okay, so you're going to just throw it blindly.
Well, I know the location of the room. I know that they've got a big blast radius. I'm just going to put my arm round and just lob it round the corridor into the far top right corner.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be that close to him.
No, it doesn't. Make a roll to hit them.
63.
Okay.
You.
Can you also roll a percentile dice, please?
I expect it's a dud. Ooh, 33.
33. Okay. You hear the grenade land on the wooden floor. Clack, satisfying clack. A huge explosion rips through the. Well, not huge, but an explosion rips through the hallway. Can you roll damage, please? Which I think at that range is 4d6.
It's 40-10, you know.
Huh?
Is it 46? Or is it, I think it's 40-10, isn't it?
40-10. 40-10. I don't know why I said 46.
Sorry, I don't meant to do that. It's rubbish. 12 damage.
Oh, 40-10.
Yeah, that's shocking, isn't it? a 3, 2 2s, a 3, and a 5.
Okay.
Given that he's already been shot, though, I'm hoping that kills him.
Okay. The grenade goes off.
Just about.
And as the blast dies away, a silence across the house. Upstairs, you can hear the explosion as well, knowing that isn't a gun. Jacob thinks, I wanted to be first.
I genuinely thought it'd be me.
Okay, so what are you two doing now?
Let's go in. Finish my check for now.
Yeah, carefully go into the room,
Yep.
poke my head around the door and see whether I can see anything.
Okay. You put your head around the door, make a spot. Okay, neither of you spot anything or any further inhabitants of the room.
Okay, I'm going to run and duck down behind the sofa there.
Okay.
My pistol ready.
Well, that part of the room is obviously quite badly damaged now. The suit of armour in the corner and has been peppered and it's kind of lying half off its rack frame. Has quite a lot of damage to the walls and floor. The sofa, half of the sofa has been ripped away, and you can see the dead body lying face down with covered in shrapnel wounds.
Okay. So I'm going to have a peek in as well. Can I see anyone hiding?
I've already rolled for you. No, you didn't see anybody hiding.
Okay. Right. So in that case, when I go in, I'm going to be looking backwards down the corridor.
Okay.
I'm going to check the body and see if he's got a wallet on him.
I'm going to switch my attention between corridor that I came on, but the door to the south, southern.
Okay. He has a wallet which identifies him as one Edmund Hale. He has a bit of money. Other than that, not really much of any interest other than his ammunition, his gun, and an inverted ankh brooch that he wears on his lapel of his three-piece suit.
Okay, I don't feel bad about killing him in that case. Okay, right, I'll leave him. Giles, head south.
Take his pistol. You don't want anyone else grabbing it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Can you make a listen? Well, just roll a percentile dice for me, actually, both of you.
It's all or nothing. 99.
38.
Okay. The door to the south, in the south wall, suddenly opens, and momentarily you see a figure there, Charles. But
Okay.
so you can react, whereas I'm afraid, Douglas, you didn't see the figure. We didn't see the door open. The door opened ever so slightly, and a gun barrel's poked through.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as soon as I see a figure, I'm going to shoot.
Okay. So just checking.
I was trying to keep an eye on that door.
You didn't say that though. You said you were looking back down the corridor the way you
No, I
came.
did.
No.
He said he was splitting his time between the two.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. In that case, what did you get for a spot? Is that just a normal success?
Yes. Almost
I'll give you a bonus die then because you were spending time looking at that door to give you the opportunity to do something before the person to open the door acted. If you can see it, so roll again. See if you can get a better success. Sadly not. Okay, you saw the door open, and it's just a case of reaction time. Unfortunately, your reaction time isn't as fast as his, so he fires first. Douglas is aiming at you. You can try and dive for cover.
I've got a partial cover anyway.
And they can't do that because you're you weren't aware of it. Yeah,
But
so you were by the body, weren't you?
I'm kind of like there.
Okay, so you're not aware of this anyway.
Yay!
Ooh.
Okay.
As he just shot the chandelier.
I know the gun
100.
jams. Nothing happens. Just
Oh,
check what
well, that's
happens.
good.
You need to check what happens with a 38 on a jam.
We won't explode.
Malfunction. Doesn't she say what?
Just mean that, yeah, it could be anything between the actual thing jamming or just being a dud round, couldn't it? I mean, can he fire again next round?
Okay, hold on.
Or does he have to spend time during the
Yeah.
stoppage? Hopefully.
Yeah, okay, that's it. So it's the weapon doesn't discharge, giving Charles the opportunity to return fire.
Right then. 78 to me. No bonus dice.
No bonus dice.
Die.
No.
Okay, I'll shoot again.
Okay. Well, you need to
Yes.
say before you shoot how many times you're going to shoot because it affects
Okay.
the dice that you roll. So I'll let you off this time. But how many more times are you shooting?
Well, that's just twice because I'll have to
Okay, that's all
reload.
you can do. Yeah. Okay.
21, which is a hard success.
So you need to roll a penalty die because you shot twice.
Oh, 51, that's a miss.
Okay.
Am I able to run?
Hold on a sec. He closes the door again. Yes, you're able to run, and now Douglas, you're able to react now as well.
Okay. I am going to hide behind the sofa and train my gun at the door.
Okay, Charles, what are you doing?
I'm going to run down to this far corner here, crouch behind the table and aiming at the door.
Okay, excellent. Right. Okay, so let's go back upstairs to the other two. So are you both searching around the bedroom? Yeah, upstairs.
Yeah, the lavish bedroom.
Okay. This is the most well-kept room that you've seen in the house so far. There's an ornate four-poster bed, which takes up a great deal of space. Its heavy red velvet curtains hide the bed's interior. On a dressing table, next to a folded piece of paper, stands a wooden mannequin head on which rests an ornate headdress constructed of interlocking eyes, fashioned from gold and inset with jet gemstones for the pupils. Jacob, straight away that you see that item is of exquisite quality and worth a lot of money. On a wall hangs a large oil painting of an Egyptian pharaoh, a modern-looking clock, and and a ceremonial club, which has a large spike driven through its head. Okay, so I presume you're searching. What you're going to do? There's a letter on the bedside table.
Is there a door to the north?
Yes, there is.
I'm going to go to that door.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think we've got time to search it properly. I'm really just looking to see if there's any signs of it being occupied, as in
Okay. Yeah, there's
clothes
nobody in
or
it.
shoes or anything.
Yeah. Okay. So the room which Bert has just gone into, which is here. So Bert, you open the door to the north, and it's a double doors actually.
Yep.
You swing them open, and you find a dressing room beyond. One of the first things that you notice hanging quite prominently in the dressing rooms are cowled robes. There's two red ones and one black one. They are of high quality, like silk, and they're embroidered with inverted ankhs and other weird symbols, the likes of which you've not seen before, Bert. However, Jacob, you have seen these type of symbols previously, especially in the texts that you've discovered, scrolls, and also in the basement below Juju House.
I feared as much.
There are also numerous suits of clothes, lots of shoes, kind of country attire in here as well.
But it's just a dressing room from an
It's just a
exit
dressing room.
point of view.
Yeah, it's got no exits. It's just got a window.
I could go back and have and pick up the letter on the dressing table.
Okay, it's typed. Would you show it you?
There was a door just here, wasn't
Bear with me, I'll just look at this and I'll come to
there? Yeah,
that.
sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there was.
Yeah.
I'll just put the letter there for you to see. You open it, Jacob.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Give it a read out.
It says, "My dear Gavigan, in his name do we serve. As the work of our Lord and Master grows ever nearer to completion, I must ask you with all due politeness to consider the return of that which your predecessor and his associates acquired from us under less than honest circumstances. As we are allies in this great endeavour, I seek not to dwell on past slights and inconveniences, but to move forward. I hope that this is your wish also, and with this in mind, the return of the bust to its true home would not only be a gesture of goodwill, but also a reaffirmation of our most august and beneficial brotherhood. Your humble servant, Omar al-Shakti, dated January 1925, and al-Shakti's address is in Cairo, Egypt. I'll pocket the letter.
Not a fella that you blokes know, then.
I'm not sure the name rings a bell, but I can't place it for the moment. We're an expert. I'm
Let's
rather
just
worried
quickly-
that Gavigan's not here. This looks like his bedroom.
Might have to start thinking the maid was telling us the truth.
I'm beginning to wonder. Let's
You've
continue.
heard some more gunshots downstairs. Well, obviously you heard the explosion with the grenade going off. You've now heard some more gunshots just recently as well.
Check the door that we're right next to.
Okay, you open the door to that room, which is where the maid ran from, and you see it's just a bathroom.
Bathroom, changing room, nice bedroom, all in one little collection all together with wardrobes. This is Gavigan's suite.
It is. The headdress I've got to be his.
Let's head down that corridor. It's a bit like upstairs, all broken up and that, but it's the next place to check.
Right, let's make this quick. It sounds like things are getting busy downstairs.
Yeah. Good news is gunshots means fighting. Fighting means someone's living.
Okay, you're gonna because the only other doors you've not looked at is this one here. There's one here on the landing.
Yeah, go straight to that one.
Start
Okay.
there.
Yeah, the one at the bottom of the stairs. Right, okay, cool. You open that door. Right, meanwhile, ground floor. Douglas, so you're taking refuge behind the half-destroyed sofa.
I wouldn't have
Charles,
said
you're-
taking refuge. I would have said taking a strategic position.
Okay, Douglas, you're taking a strategic position, easy for you to say, behind the partially destroyed sofa. Charles, you're taking refuge behind the table.
Yeah, I'm not proud. As much cover as I can get
Yeah.
watching the door. It's either going to come through or he's going to double back round. If I cover this door, do you want to open it and we go through or retrace our steps?
I don't know. I probably don't want to shout it across the room so that he can hear us, though.
Yeah.
Well, he's not going to stand on ceremony.
Well, that one's not injured.
There was a door in the dining room.
There was. He could be doubling round. I move over to here so I can talk to Charles quietly so that we don't let him know what we're doing.
Okay.
We could.
Got another Mills bomb through the door. Open the door. One opens, or is that a waste?
Can you both make a percentile roll for me whilst you're talking there? Whispering, I presume. You presume you're whispering.
32.
31.
Yeah, smart ass.
Okay. Okay.
We stay here. We've got to move back.
Or we split. One of us goes through that door, the other one goes round the other way, and then we catch him from both directions.
If
But
there
it's
are
risky.
people-
It's risky going through the main corridor because there's somebody else there.
Yeah, there are more people.
That's over in the bottom right corner. That's a window, yeah, to the outside.
One second. Yes, the bottom right-hand corner of the window. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So it's a smaller room, which suggests that door is in the top
Library.
right corner. It's not a particularly big room. You think library?
Off the dining room, off the hall.
Trouble is the way the door opens to get a sight of it.
Opens inwards here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, but it opens towards the east, which means we can't get a view of the. Oh, sod it. I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna open the door, stand behind the door. You lob a grenade around the corner into kind of like that location there.
Okay.
There's no such thing as a
Okay.
waste. I'd rather be alive and have
Yep.
no grenades left.
We've got two each, haven't we?
Yeah, I've
Or
still got
you've
two
got
because I know I've got two because I had
Oh,
three.
you had extras. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we had three. We had three each. There were 12 in total.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there were definitely 12.
Right.
Right, I go behind the door there.
Okay, so you're going to go behind. You're going to move over to that and then lob the grenade.
Yeah, so I'm going to go to there. Charles is
Mm.
going to the other side of the door. I'm open. You can see the little marks on the floor where the door opens inwards.
Yeah.
So I'm going to reach across, pull the door open, crouching down low. And as
Yeah.
I do that, as soon as the door's open enough, Charles is going to throw a grenade around the door frame
Yep.
so that it lands over towards the other door, sort of like
Yeah.
there.
And then you're going to close the door again.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
This wall is a stone wall.
Yeah. The wall.
Okay. The wall
Yeah.
that I'm next to.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, it's not plasterboard. That'd be funny.
No, it's stone.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So
I'm still trying to keep an eye up on that
the other door.
the upper door as well.
okay. Right upstairs. No. Okay. So you're going to do that. You pull the door open. You lob the grenade in. Can you make a percentile roll for me? You don't need to roll to hit because you just hit in a room basically. But can you just roll out of interest?
7.
Okay, that's cool. There is a significant explosion as the Mills bomb detonates inside the room beyond which you are, beyond the one you're in. The house falls silent in this wing once again. You two upstairs, you open the door to that room, which is not locked. Find what looks like another guest bedroom. Again, very similar to all the others. Double bed, a bit scruffy looking. Couple of chairs, a fireplace, and appearing to be made ready to receive guests. Okay, you
Yep.
still there?
Yeah. As soon as I realise it's not occupied, I'm going to head back along the corridor to this
Okay.
end. To the...
Yep. Okay, so you head back to that corridor, which is full of kind of bits of detritus.
Are there,
Yeah.
are there doors immediately to my left at the moment?
Yeah, those are toilet doors.
I'll just quickly check those just in case someone's hiding.
There's no one in either of the toilets.
Okay, do we go straight across?
Or into this corridor. Yeah.
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 Once you go into that corridor, there are 3 doors. There's one where Jacob is now. There's one a little bit further south of Jacob. Then there's one right at the end of the corridor.
Try the first one that I'm next.
Okay.
I'll do the one next to him. Let's speed up.
Right, the one you open the door to the one that you've just you're by Jacob. This room is completely ruined. The furniture, there's not even a bed in here. It's like the base of a bed. The roof has again partially collapsed, and there's just loads of broken bits of furniture in here, broken glass, and it's not of any serviceable use whatsoever.
Okay, I'm not going to waste any time on it.
Well, I'll back open the door that I'm at, and then we can head to the end of the corridor together.
Okay, you open the door that you're at. Again, it's just a guest bedroom. Very minimal furnishings other than a bed, a fireplace, and a chair. And then you're going to go to the one at the bottom.
Yeah, straight to the bottom.
Yeah.
Again, unlocked. Again, this is just another ruined bedroom with a broken up bed. Okay.
Yeah.
Next plan is.
Are you cutting back to the downstairs crew?
I'm just asking you what you're doing first before I do. What's your plan next?
There are no doors up here that we haven't tried. We could. I'm saying this to you, Jacob. We could investigate. We've been upstairs, covered this floor. We could investigate the opulent bedroom more, or we could head down to the others.
I think head down to the others. I can't see that anyone else is going to be up here.
Okay.
We can always
plan.
come back.
That's your next
Good plan.
plan, right? Okay. Meanwhile, downstairs. Okay. Charles, Douglas, the explosion has subsided.
Okay.
I'll open the door again. Charles, stick your head round. What's
Yeah.
left of it?
You've only got half a head, so you get less
Exactly.
likely
Let's
to be hit.
target.
Okay, Charles, you're going to look through the door.
Yep.
Okay, you see what was once a library. It's now quite badly mangled. There's quite a lot of books that have been blown from the shelves by the grenade exploding. The oak panels of the walls have taken quite a battering from the grenade also.
Is no one in here?
No.
Okay.
But the door on the southwest side of the room is slightly ajar.
Definitely.
Okay, what are you doing?
Call Douglas towards me
Okay.
and tell him what I saw.
I think I should double back. I'll go around the outside, go down, and then go back through.
Can you both make percentile rolls? Actually, can you just make spot hidden rolls?
12.
88. I'm in the wrong
Okay,
position.
Douglas,
That's a critical success, by the way.
Yeah, I know. You see the door in the northwest corner of the room, the one you originally came through. You see it begin to move ever so slowly. You just happen to be looking at it exactly at the time that it starts to open very slowly. What are you going to do?
Aim my pistol at it, and as soon as I can see anybody or anything going through it, I will take an aimed shot. In fact, I'll take 3.
Okay, I mean it happens quite quickly, so it's not like it's but the door begins to open and you're just gonna. Okay, so
Take 3 shots through the door.
you're prepared for it. Right, go on then. Yeah, okay. So he's going to have partial cover because of the fact that the door's in the way,
Hmm
and you're only going to be aiming it.
That's a hit. Do you want,
Okay. Partial cover, I think, is 1 penalty die from what I remember.
okay.
Yeah, it's concealment because it's not really cover because
Yeah.
the bullet would go straight through the door.
Oh shit! Didn't mean to do that.
That's right. So you've rolled a success. You need to roll 1d10 now.
Yep, that's still a success.
Okay, so the first bullet hits. You basically just can see an arm and a top of a head.
Do you want damage for that, or should I do all the hits?
Okay. Roll the damage for that one.
6 damage.
Okay. Hold on a second. Yep.
Next one. That's going to be a miss, regardless, isn't it?
Yep.
So I have to roll it. And then the third one. Oh, impale.
Okay, actually, it should be 2 penalty die, shouldn't it? Because it should
Should be on this. It will be on this one now. Yeah.
Should be on all of them actually, but
Does the first one go? Oh, okay. Do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Do you want me to
yeah, can you do that as well, just in case?
for the first one?
Yep.
Still a hit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and then the last one is a crit. Well, it's an impale. But you got 2 penalty dice to roll now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry. I just need to roll them individually. That's still a hit. That's still a hit.
okay, super. I won't take those 2 that you rolled earlier then.
No, I shouldn't be rolling 2.
That's right. Okay, so yeah,
Oh, see if doing the wrong things.
so
That does 10 damage.
the first one did 6, didn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. A figure kind of slumps in the doorway, up against the doorpost, and you see his arm go limp and the gun kind of fall onto the floor.
I reload.
Okay.
Okay. I still think there are more of them coming from the
Don't
west.
doubt it for a second.
So we had 2 this side.
Okay.
I've not heard anything from upstairs, so I guess that.
The other 2, Bert and Jacob, you're coming down the stairs, yeah?
Yes,
Okay.
I'll make sure my shotgun is loaded as I head down the stairs. I think it is, but I'll just double.
Yeah,
Okay.
just check my pistol's fully loaded as well.
Okay, so you're loading as you go down. Okay. Right, you're both coming down the stairs. Can you both make listen rolls, please?
That's a fail.
Well, me too.
Okay. Okay. So when you get to the bottom of the stairs, you can see. Well, you can see what you can see. But what you're doing, you can. The first thing that strikes you is that there's a big. The door here is open, and then you can see a pool of blood just inside that room.
Did we
This-
get the sense from all the noise that it was from that side of the house as well?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well let's head down the corridor and are these doors here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're heading towards there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'll check out these 2 doors.
Okay. As you start heading towards the doors there,
Yep.
suddenly the doors here open, and the door here where the butler was opens, and 2 burly-looking men come running out. Well, they come quite stealthily across the corridor towards you. You didn't hear them open the door, but can you make a spot hidden roll to see if you see them coming behind you?
That's a hard success for me.
Okay.
A fail for me.
Okay. So they jump you from behind. They haven't got any weapons. They haven't got any guns, but they do have what look like large clubs with nails stuck in them. So, Bert, you didn't see them coming.
That's correct.
Jacob, you did. Right, so the one that jumps on you from behind, Jacob, you get the opportunity. You're going to dodge or you're going to fight back? You can't because he's right close to you. If you want to fight back, you've basically got to hit them, or you can just dodge.
I will dodge.
Okay, make a dodge roll. Can attack roll. Okay, what did you get?
I'm a bit puzzled. I just got exactly the same as I rolled last time, but it is a separate roll. Ordinary success.
Ordinary success on the dodge. Okay. Okay. Right, at the last minute, you see at the corner of your eye, you see this burly man coming towards you, swings a huge punch at you, but you dodge aside, and you turn to confront him with your gun. Bert, you didn't see this coming, I'm afraid. So you jumped. Okay, that's 50. Okay, but you are hit with a club in the top of your right arm. You feel the nail for 4 damage. Spiked club nailed driven into the top of your arm.
We come out and just compass. it's just discomfort because Charles has only got half a head, so and now to the arm.
Flesh wound in comparison.
Okay, you turn to face your assailants. The man who's attacking you, Jacob. He looks quite old. He must be like in his late 60s. He's got weathered skin, wild curly hair, and a ruddy face. And he's wearing kind of like gardener's clothes, maybe. And the other one that's attacking you is a ginger-haired man of younger years. Again, obviously an outdoor man by his physique and his and the nature of his skin. Both of them are quite wild-eyed. So, Jacob, you saw the attack coming, so you couldn't dodge successfully, and it's now your attack in this round.
I'm going to shoot the one who attacked me 3 times. I'm assuming
Okay.
it's point blank range, is it?
It is point blank range, yeah.
So does that mean no penalty die for 3 shots? If it's
Yeah, just one equates the
Yeah.
other. One
Yeah.
equates, one negates the other.
okay. First shot, missed.
Okay.
Second shot, missed.
Oh my god,
Oh my god.
that's a lot of 90s you're rolling there, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Panic.
release 3 shots of, and they all just sail wildly around the hallway. But unfortunately, none of them, as you're trying to dodge this wild man in front of you, none of them find their mark. Okay, so at the beginning, that's that. 1 second. The surprise is now over as Bert, you spin to regard your assailant. But okay, Bert, you react first now. What are you going to do?
Blast him with my shotgun.
Okay. Both barrels or one barrel?
A 1 barrel, because will I not get a bonus die that way?
You will, because it's point blank range, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And I think 4d6 should do the trick.
Not when you roll 100.
Ah ha ha, rolled 4.
Okay.
You get a bone.
So the bonus die makes it an impale.
Okay. Yeah.
So what is that? That's just maximum damage, or?
Some damage. No, it's still. I don't think a shotgun. Yeah, it still counts as an impaling weapon. So yeah, it's just maximum damage plus damage again. So whatever the maximum damage is, 4d6, which is 24,
24.
plus another 24.
Oh, sorry, I've rolled that wrong. Plus another 12, so 36 damage.
Yeah. Okay, I don't think there's a huge amount left of that poor wild-eyed whatever he was. He literally just splattered him across the hallway. Unfortunately, covering probably yourself and Jacob in the process.
I'll just point Bertha at the other guy and say, "Drop to your knees, son. It's over."
Okay. Meanwhile, back in Let's Blow Up the Library land, it's
Well, they won't be able to use those books.
Charles Douglas.
Yes.
What are you doing?
That's what Trump
I'll-
would have wanted. I'm going to head up to that doorway to check the body of the person that I shot through the door.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Yep.
so we did look in the room, so I will do a half stand around this door with shotgun leveled. But we've just heard another shotgun blast, haven't we?
Yeah.
Oh, and pistol.
Yeah. 3 pistol shots and a shotgun. Okay. What are you doing?
So I'm just looking into defending the library, waiting for Douglas.
Okay, Douglas, you bend.
What
You
he's
go and have a look at the guy that you shot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He can't be any. Well, he's got a bullet wound right, literally. Where you think you've actually shot him in the just above the heart. He's by the time you get to him, he's already dead.
What's he look like?
He's late 20s, broad-shouldered. He would have been quite a tall man. Weathered and tan, freckled skin, sandy-coloured hair, strong jawline, with a scarred lip. He wears a brown waistcoat with an open-necked white shirt, which is now soaked in blood, and rolled-up sleeves. The open-necked shirt reveals an inverted ankh necklace.
Okay, again, I don't feel bad. Okay, I will drag his body into the room and shut the door behind me. And at that point, I will, after I've moved him in, I will search him for any identification.
Okay, whilst you're doing that, back in the main hall, shots are being fired. Bert, you've already fired your shotgun. Jacob was checking your assailant is again swinging his spiked club in a maniacal way. Doesn't really have time to react to Bert's threats because he's already attacking as you shoot his friend. So that intimidation is kind of maybe for later. But as it stands at the moment, he raises his club, screaming, and tries to bring it to bear upon you. Now you can either dodge or you can fight back, Jacob.
Fight back presumably doesn't involve shooting him, does it?
No, it involves either trying to hit him with your gun or trying to disarm him.
I will dodge.
Okay, then please.
That's a fail. Ouch.
Okay, so and that's a success, which is okay. You dodge back and forth, and he spins around and slams his spiked club into your leg. You take it into your thigh, your right thigh. You take 4 damage as pain sears through your leg and blood begins to pour forth. Now it's you.
Can I can shoot. I'm going to shoot him.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to try and shoot him.
We just go to try. Yeah.
You got 3 bullets. You got 3 bullets left in your gun. Let's hope they're better than the last 3.
Okay. That is a success, and it is a hard success.
Okay.
So what's that? Is that normal damage is 1d8? So what's the effect of a hard success?
That's an impale, which is 1d8. It's 8 plus 1d8.
Ouch! So that's 15 in total.
Is that not a critical success?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Did he get a critical? He got a critical success, and he rolled 11, didn't he? So was
Yeah.
that not a crit? Yeah.
No, it's a medium success.
Okay.
Success. So.
Yeah, if it's a medium success, that's just normal damage then.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was my. I thought.
Okay, then it was 7 then.
7 damage. Okay, that's the first shot. Yeah. Are you shooting 3 times?
Yeah.
Didn't you?
Yeah. Second shot misses. Third shot is another
That's a hit. Yeah.
hit. 1 damage that time.
1 damage. Okay. Right, you've shot him twice. He staggers back, bleeding heavily, and obviously now under the threat of you with your gun, and also Bert with his shotgun pointed at him. He staggers back down the hallway. What are you doing? He throws his club onto the floor and then backs off slowly, eyeing you warily.
On your knees, son.
He turns around and looks at you and says, he takes another step back and then bolts for this door here.
I'm a shotgun.
Okay. I need you to see whether you fire before he runs. Make either a spot or a psychology roll, please. Tell me which one you're rolling.
I would like to spot, please.
Okay.
I have succeeded my spot.
Okay. He walked back very slowly, and you see his muscles tense just as he is about to turn and sprint toward the door that he's now next to. But you've seen it before.
With the maid.
All right.
Okay, you pull the trigger. Roll the damage. Roll to hit, sorry.
That's a hit.
Is it?
Okay.
It's not point blank.
I don't think it needs to be with that.
I'm not going to worry. 14 damage.
Actually, it is still point blank range because it's under 15 feet away.
Do you want me to do my bonus dice just for fun?
How much damage did you roll? 14. I don't think it's necessary.
I just want to see whether it cut him in half or not.
I have actually rolled a 0.
Yeah.
God. I have actually turned it into an impale.
Okay, so you're going to splatter another one across the wall.
Yeah, sorry. So it's 38 damage.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that is quite a serious result. He's now lying in a pool of blood.
I was going to say you'd made a real mess of the main hall. Then I realised we've been throwing Mills bombs around.
Mills bombs, yeah. Quite controlled compared to you two nutters.
Yeah.
All right, I shall reload my shotgun.
Okay.
I'll reload my pistol, looking at Bert in awe.
Okay. I need to get me one of those. Is probably the next thing. So.
I've got one. I just don't know how to use it. That's the problem.
Okay, Douglas Charles, what are you doing?
Well, probably hearing the Bert shouting, I will finish searching the man for. No, actually, I won't even bother to finish searching because I'm not sure that the fight's over. I'm going to run through here and try and catch up with Bert and Jacob with my gun out in case they are still fighting.
Okay, as you arrive there just after Bert has gunned down the second assailant. They look for all the world like they're dressed like groundsmen or gardeners, but their spiked clubs tell another story.
I try to keep down my breakfast, given what
Yeah,
Bert's done to them.
it's pretty.
And Charles is going to follow Douglas back that way, safer.
Any sign of Gavigan?
Not yet.
Nothing. They said that he was not expected
Yeah.
till tomorrow.
We had
Have you
someone
cleared?
tell us
Have you
same
cleared
story.
upstairs?
Yeah,
believe
and
so.
that's what we were told as well.
Well, the butler's still alive. We can question him. Actually, we should tie him up before he comes to.
We need to check more of the house.
Yes, we do.
The maid said there were about, what did she say, 10 people in the house. Did she, Bert?
Yeah, that's right.
Plus guests, and she wasn't sure about the number. I
How
don't know if
many,
she was
Well,
telling the truth.
we've taken out, not including the butler, 1, 2, these 2 here. So the 4 on the ground floor. How many did you get upstairs?
Uh,
A maid, you said.
a maid and a guest.
Right, so 2. So we've got 7, including the butler. The butler's unconscious, so we're still missing some. So we've got the
He was wrong.
west side of the house. Did you see a attic?
We've been up to the what looks like the top floor. That's completely empty.
Right. There's
We've
going to
done
be
two- we've done two
a
floors
cellar,
there.
isn't there? And we all know what happens in cellars in places like this. So
I don't.
not good stuff.
Well, let's finish clearing this floor, western area, and then if one of you can help bandage me up.
Yeah, I think maybe we should
Oh.
maybe as a matter of priority sort out your gaping head wound.
I'll have a try if you.
Okay,
Well, yeah, let's get into the dining room, somewhere defensible.
where are you going? To the dining room.
Be careful, as we haven't cleared it.
I'll try first aid on Charles.
Okay, make a roll then, please.
I'll watch the door.
Which door are you watching?
I'm watching the door to the main hall. I
Okay.
Bert watches the other door.
I failed just.
I can
You
give it a
can
go.
push the roll if you like.
Let me give it a go first.
I'll let Bert have a go.
Okay, no, I'm worse than you.
Oh, come on, let me sort it.
You'll
Everyone's having a go.
Take
Yeah,
off
is
all the
it-
really bad dressings that they've already put
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, is it
Yeah.
possible for me to assist? Because I have it skill to, but obviously it's my head, so
Probably
Is
not
it
on
more
your
than
head
50?
though.
Is it more than 50? Your first aid skill?
No.
No, I'm not going to let you assist.
No, I think I actually hurt him.
Who steadily got worse. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, you can bandage between the 3 of you. All you manage to do is basically just bandage it, but that's about as far as you can go. It's not really.
I did his leg.
Can I try some first aid on my injury?
I'll try.
Yeah.
Nah.
Jacob, I'll try to dress your wound.
I think from now on, every time, just before, if you do a first aid roll, if somebody's already tried and failed, then you can have a go, but you get a penalty die because constantly doing it after one after the other
Yeah.
it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So
So mine was
And-
a hard success on Jacob.
Although to look at it the other way, if you were injured, and I had a go, then Dave had a go, and then the qualified doctor had a go, then he would be able to do it.
yeah, maybe you can only have a go, but after the next person, if you're
It's- Mate,
better.
yeah, but we should say they have to have a higher first aid skill would be better.
yeah, but then you just make everybody with the lowest first go to give them their chance, and we'll think about it another time. But I don't like the idea
Yeah.
of just keep.
No, I
Yeah,
get that. It's fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Charles tried to cheat Jacob and got a hard success. Oh, you can't hear me.
Yeah, we can. We're just
Yeah,
ignoring
okay.
you?
Okay. So you're all sitting in the dining room trying to bind your wounds, look after your various ailments.
I may have missed it, but Charles's efforts on Jacob, did that result in?
Yeah, it's just. Did you succeed?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a
So
hard
Jacob.
success.
Okay, Jacob, you get 1 hit point back.
Thank you, Stanton.
Stanton.
Rather.
Stanton?
I'm confused.
Yeah, I guess he had to patch over you guys, fellows, as well.
What now? Was there anywhere in the ground floor that looked like it might have access to a cellar?
A study as well, or rafter.
Well, there were 2
Um,
doors in that corridor that I came down that we haven't checked.
As at the back end of the hall,
Yeah, we haven't checked down there, and we haven't
and
checked
then the other
off
side
to
of
the west past where the butler is. First things first. Let's tie up the butler.
You're gonna what? Sorry.
Tie up the butler. Go and tie up the butler.
Okay, you run into that room, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Of
He's not there.
course he's not.
Okay.
That's really annoying because he did it.
Lumsy.
Well, I guess
There's
we're
a
all
trail of blood. Any idea where he went?
He wasn't bleeding, in fairness.
No, he
Just
got hit on the head with a. Yeah, he's got knocked out.
Oh, God. Is the door
amateurs.
open?
He must have gone through the other door because we've been down here all this time. He must have gone through the west door.
Yeah, we need to search.
Yeah.
Are there rooms beyond the reception room?
Yeah. There's a door
Is he-
here.
Do we think he's gone outside?
He
There's a door
couldn't
here as
have.
well.
He'd have had to
Probably
have.
went that way.
Yeah, he'd either have gone back through the breakfast room, in which case he could be outside, or he's gone through that other door because he couldn't have gone through the front door because we've been in the main hall most of the time.
We need to move quickly.
Check the other side of the reception.
Can everybody make a listen roll?
I've got a hard success. Ooh,
Okay.
push
Failed
Charles
me.
works on this.
Hard success for Charles as well.
It's got a regular success.
So who got hard successes?
Bert and Charles.
Okay.
Are we all in the reception?
Okay, Bert, Charles, suddenly as you move into the reception, you hear a sound the likes of which you've never heard before. It's a very distant sound, but it's nonetheless disturbing. Almost like a bestial roar. Something. It feels like it's below the house. You only hear it briefly, but it's enough to set your skin crawling and your hair up on end. Something alien.
Say to the others, did you hear that?
No,
No.
what? Butler?
Some sort of roar from under the house. Some creature.
I didn't hear it.
That's good incentive not to go downstairs then.
Let's find this butler and anyone else who's here.
Okay, you're gonna head where? Through that
Let's
doorway.
Let's go west out of the.
Okay, same as before.
I'll have to hang back. I can't go.
Bert, me and you.
Yep.
Okay, are you gonna open the door or look in or?
I will open the door, step back. Bert, do you want to pop your head round? We can take it in turns to do that. I know it's not. Take it in turns
Yeah.
to take point.
Okay, the door is unlocked. You open the door and you're gonna pop your head round. You say.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You see what looks to be a large unoccupied room. Probably it looks like a drawing room. It has a piano in the corner, fireplace, and some furnishings, but nothing in here. There are 3 large windows at the front, but you notice that one of the windows is open.
Okay. Rush over to the window and see if I can see anything outside.
Okay, you peer outside into the darkness. There's no sign of anybody outside. You can just hear the trees rustling in the breeze, but it is pretty dark out there. You shine your torch out. You're gonna have a look outside.
Yep.
Gonna have to get. He can't be allowed to get away because he'll tell Gavigan what's happened.
Yeah.
You shine your torch around outside the window, and I said it was drizzling with rain, so in the soft earth, you can see clear as day, some heavy footprints. Somebody has climbed through the window recently. You can see two heavy footprints where he or she has landed, and then you can make out some prints moving away. They become less obvious as they move away from the window.
Which direction are they heading in?
They're heading towards the drive, towards where the car is.
I need to chase them down. Run out towards the car.
Okay. Now, what the rest are you doing?
You two stay here. Me and Bert will get the butler. Stay put.
Okay.
We don't know who else is here. You two are injured.
Makes
Hold up.
sense. So, Darren, is there a door leading north from the drawing room?
No, I'm just going to. I'll show you the map now so you can see it. Okay. So Bert and Douglas, you're going out onto the driveway.
Yeah.
Jacob, Charles, what are you doing?
Right, we need to
Should we go?
back into
going-
the reception, cover the 2 doors there.
Aren't we better going? Perhaps holding up here in the drawing room. There's only one door into it. We can keep the door covered.
We're behind the.
Okay, Bert, Douglas, you're out on the drive. It's dark. It's still drizzling with rain a little bit. You can see the gravel drive extending away from the mansion.
First thing he's going to try is for the car, isn't it?
Yeah.
Head to the car.
Okay, you head towards the car. The car's standing in the dark, seemingly undisturbed.
Have a look at the car seat. Is it wet? Does it look like somebody's has been in it?
No. You shine this torch into the car window and you look inside. You can't see any sign of wetness.
Right, I think he's either heading up the driveway or he is. Is there a garage?
It's not until the town, is there?
No,
No, well, no, I mean a garage for the house.
No, I don't remember.
no, there's no
Never seen
garage.
one.
No garage. There's nothing. There's only one building. There's no other buildings here.
Could we get the car started and
Well, given that you disabled it, you have to put the sparks back in.
yeah.
You think you would have heard the sound of the car trying to be started if that had happened
Right.
outside.
Oh, right. So he's either hidden himself somewhere or he's trying to make a getaway up the road.
What are you doing?
You
Well,
start the car. I'll head up. Once you get the car started, catch me up. I'll go up the road.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to try and... Well, you're not going to try. You're going to put the spark plugs back in.
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, Douglas, you're going to run down the road.
Up the
Yeah.
road.
Okay.
But as I get towards the bridge, because the bridge isn't there,
Yeah.
I am going to slow up because I seem to remember there was some suggestion that there was. Well, that's potentially where if it's guarded, it would be guarded there.
Exactly.
So if that's the case, then I don't want to come running straight into thugs.
Okay.
Or in fact, thugs coming in the other way because he's already warned them.
What are you doing then? You're just going to keep running down the.
I will do until I start getting closer to what if I can kind of guesstimate where I'm getting towards the bridge.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to stop and then take it a bit more carefully, turn my torch off, and creep up. Get off the gravel.
Okay, you run through for about a couple 100 yards, and can you make a spot hidden roll for me?
No, of course
Okay.
I can't. 95.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. So up ahead, after you run for a couple of minutes, and up ahead, you see the gravel drives turn into a road, kind of a track, really. It bends quite sharply to the left, and it begins to descend slightly, and you can see from your vantage point that it ends at a large gate, and there's a wall there as well. Which there seems to be some sort of activity. You can see maybe 3 people, but it's too far for you to see any detail. It's dark as well. But are you going to drive the car up behind?
Yeah.
Are you going to have the lights on and everything? I presume you are.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would see where you're going.
Yeah.
Okay. You haven't long arrived at the corner when you hear the kind of approaching car from behind you.
How far away is the gatehouse?
From where you're currently standing, it's about 100 yards away.
No. Okay. I'll head back up and I'll stop, but tell him what I've seen.
Okay.
We're gonna have to take him out.
How many do you think you saw?
3. So butler, 2 guards. That's what I suspect.
Okay.
I don't think we've got any choice. We could watch. We could surprise them. Mind you, they might probably have heard the car by now or seen the lights.
Yeah.
What we could do is leave the car with the lights on, get into the undergrowth either side, and
Yeah.
if they head up the driveway, then they're dazzled in light, or we can shoot them.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's get a little bit closer, and then just stop, nick out. And,
You drive it up. I'll
direction.
you drive it up. I'll go along. I'll walk up in the undergrowth beside it. No point in us both being in the car.
Jacob, Charles, back in the drawing room, you suddenly hear almost like a bass rumbling sound. You feel the house itself vibrating as something from beneath you. The sound comes to both your ears. You hear almost what sounds like a mini explosion, and then everything goes quiet again.
Whatever's going
What
on
was
down
that,
there, I think
Charles?
we need dynamite. No, it could be that thing I heard earlier. Do we just throw dynamite down the stairs?
You can hear something
Find the
out.
cellar?
The noise continues. You're trying to pinpoint exactly where it is.
We're going to have to run or do something quickly.
I'm going to ready a Mills bomb and just focus on the noise, trying to work out where it's from.
I think dynamite down the cellar now. Let's go.
We haven't found the cellar, have we?
Well, it's got to be somewhere. It's got to
Okay.
be either off the breakfast room or maybe at the back of the hall.
Under the main stairs?
Yes. Yeah, going down.
It's getting whatever this thing is. It's getting it's getting louder. It's getting closer.
Okay, I'll have a peek out into the main hall. Is that cigarette still going? I'll take out the dynamite.
There's nothing in the main hall, but you can hear these sounds really
Right.
loudly now.
If there's a candlestick, right, quickly, just chuck some dynamite down and then run
Look at where.
Well,
down
Well,
the cellar steps.
we're banking
Well-
on the cellar being access to the cellar being underneath the main stairway. Go up there and see if there's a
Okay.
access to the cellar.
There's just that's just an under stairway.
Okay,
There's no way down there.
right. So what's through this door to the north?
You're gonna go up to here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So carefully open the door. I'll try and get my shotgun through.
Okay.
Do
It
we
seems
hear
some-
them? Is the noise louder from behind the door?
No, the noise is not loud. The noise subsided again. But the door opens and you see what looks like a utility room with various bits of tools and washing. Nothing. There's nothing in there at all.
All right, well, let's go back round into the breakfast room
Yeah. Try
and see what's behind
the
that door.
next door, the west.
Okay. Can you make a listen roll for me, please? You hear the noises again starting.
It's a fail for me.
Fail for Charles.
Okay.
Probably a blessing.
You look at each other as you hear these unearthly alien noises. You're trying to work out where they're from. It's so frustrating because they seem to be coming from everywhere. Are you just going to stay in that room?
We want
I'm going
to open
try
the door.
the
next to
door.
us.
Okay.
So I'll try to open the door and you get ready.
Okay, you open the door, and inside you see a kitchen. Various implements scattered all around. You can see what looks like a preparation for a meal, like half abandoned in the centre on the table, as if the kitchen staff have suddenly left the room and disappeared.
We might be close to the cellar, Charles. It might make sense for it to be near the kitchen.
Yes. Okay,
We'll head to the next door.
get ready with that.
Okay, you head to the next door. You listen behind it, and again you can hear the sounds. They seem to be coming louder from behind this door.
Have you got your dynamite ready?
I've got a Mills bomb, but yeah.
That'll do. As soon as
God,
we
that's-
see the opening to the cellar, you
It's
throw your
terrifying,
bomb,
Charles.
I'll throw my
Okay.
dynamite, and then we'd run.
Okay, you open the door. Is that what you can do?
Yeah.
Listen.
Okay, you listen. All you can hear is that terrible sound that's coming
Okay.
from the depths.
Okay, carefully open the door.
Okay,
Oh,
you open
Charles,
the door.
carefully open.
Okay, and we'll find out next week what you see.
Oh, cliffhanger.
It's difficult to imagine how that might have gone worse. Yet somehow I have a suspicion we're going to find out next week how things could get even more terrible for our brave adventurers. Please do join us as we continue to hunt for Gavigan.